Yo, yo. It's 2 p.m. Eastern on Monday. You know what time it is. Time for the Ask Jason question series where we answer questions on creative service-based company growth. So make sure you send in a question and I'll answer it live in this weekly Ask Jason question series. Actually, Julie sent in a question that I have right here on my laptop that we're going to go over in just a minute. But first I want to tell you I'm so excited about the Thriveal Incubator, thriveal.com/incubator. This is going to be so awesome. It's something it's going to be July 24th through 28th, I think. It'll be, the 24th is a welcome reception, then 25th, 26th, I think that's right. That might be different, actually. Somebody post the dates of the Thriveal Incubator in our comment section. But this is a 2.5-day intensive mini MBA in firm building. It's something my partner and I are going to be coaching individually. There's like 30 spots left, and guess what? They're already filling up. So you want to go to thriveal.com/incubator and sign up for the incubator now. There's going to be free resources like book bundles we're going to be giving out. It's going to be hands-on coaching. There's going to be a little teaching and then exercises under each of the 8 foundational building blocks we're going to be teaching through that whole day. It's going to be so much fun. You can actually do some payment plans if you email us at info@thriveal.com. But there's actually an early bird discount through the end of April. And so you got to have the code, and here's the code. And it's a weird code. It's parentheses, RE, parentheses. So that's RE, and it stands for something. We're going to be talking more about that soon. You're going to find that all through the growth guide I've written, which you can sign up for also on the Thriveal.com incubator page. This brand new, big, large growth guide I wrote to help you know how to grow your company. And you're going to find this phrase, rebuild, relaunch, restructure, these kind of phrases throughout the growth guide. And really means a lot that we're going to be talking a lot about. So that is the early bird discount. Open parentheses, RE, and then in parentheses. That is the code that you'll stick into the incubator page when you sign up for the incubator. And you'll get $250 off, and that's the early bird code that ends in April. So you've got to come. I cannot believe the stuff we're going to teach from almost 20 years of what we've been learning in firm building, coaching people, running our own firm. You got to come. Not many spots because it's so hands-on. My partner and I are just going to be walking around and teaching and doing hands-on coaching. So it's going to be awesome. So make sure you come. Now, let's get to strategy, and these are some of the things we are going to talk about and work with firm owners at the incubator. But Julie sent in a question. Here's what she said. I enjoyed Jason's videos. Thanks. I got a question for him. I own a bookkeeping business and have 1 employee. I've decided to work on growing my business, and I struggle with how to strategize with just myself. That's common. I've included my employee in some discussions because I'm not sure what else to do. Thanks for any advice you may have. So this is basically how do you strategize when you're a solo owner, which is a really good question. So just a couple of things. Strategy is a certain kind of work. We've talked about that in previous videos. And it is the work of owners. So owners do strategy. So employees may not often have a lot to add to strategy. So adding your employee to the strategic conversations is not that might not be the best way to really do strategy, but employees can help, right, with processes and building things more efficiently and offering advice as to how things should run in the company. That's good. But strategy is higher level thinking, taking decisions to take risks, things like that. So employees can't help you make those decisions. So if an employee can't help you with strategic decisions, how can you do it if you're on your own? Well, we would say you don't need to be on your own, and you shouldn't be on your own. At Thriveal, we like to say you don't need to be building firms by yourself. So the Thriveal community is the place where you would have those strategic conversations with other people. So one core part of strategy is conversation. So when you're thinking about strategic decisions, you're thinking about high-level things. You're actually thinking about risks to take. And typically that means you got to discuss things. You got to work through what will happen if you do it, what will happen if you don't. Risks and strategy are also involve spending money a lot of times. So you're talking about, should we spend money on this? Should we not spend money on this? They're conversations. So you do need to get things out of your head if you're doing strategic activities. And the way you can do that is in a community like Thriveal with other like-minded entrepreneurs. Excuse me. And so what you'll do is you'll join our community. You can do that at thriveal.com/apply. And there's a community that talks a lot about their strategic activities in a private community with other firm owners that are entrepreneurial like you. And you work through your strategic activities with those Thriveal members. So that's one way to do it. But there are some other things you can do that is strategic in nature that you can do by yourself. And so here are some practical things that we've talked about before that you can do in, I would say, a calendar block weekly on Friday from 9 to 11 where you perform strategic activities. And here are some of the practical strategic activities you could perform on your own if you're a solo owner. And these are some of the things we do. So creating new services, thinking about new services. So this is a strategic activity, and it's something that you make up. It's innovation. You have to assign a price to it. So coming up and brainstorming, creating brand new services to sell is a strategic activity, and you can do that on your own in your weekly calendar block. You can build processes, and that's just documenting the steps by which certain things have to happen. Then your employees can help make that better, but building processes can be a strategic thing that you do. Infrastructure building or infrastructure restructuring, that is moving teams around or deciding what kind of infrastructure to put into your business. And when I'm talking about infrastructure, it's things like purchasing new pieces of software and how that will help your firm be efficient. That's about spending money. So those are infrastructure decisions. Hiring are strategic decisions. Firing people. My partner and I have recently been talking about clients that may need to go. I mean, so different types of client restructuring are things that you can do in the strategic activities. Some other things are marketing activities. So marketing activities are strategic things you can do in a strategic calendar block, which is typically something a solo owner will do. Writing blog posts and creating content. These are strategic activities that a lot of times your employees don't do with you. So those are some of the things you can do by yourself. And one key to strategic activity, just like any type of activity, is to calendar that activity. We've talked a lot about that, that entrepreneurs need some guidance. They need some rails by which to run their busy, fast, agile firms through. And a calendar is a great way to do that. So if you block things onto your calendar that you want to accomplish, it means other things have to fit in around those big, important things. There is a strategy block that should be on your calendar every week. I would say it should at least be 4 hours a week that you would want to spend on strategic activities. Why? Because doing tax returns doesn't grow your firm, but doing strategic activities is what grows your firm. So block that off, then blocking off marketing activities. So these are the things that we'll be talking about in the Thriveal Incubator you want to come to at the end of July. It's really going to jumpstart your firm or help you relaunch your firm. It's going to help you bypass a lot of learning you may have to learn on your own. So we want to see you at the Thriveal Incubator. So thank you so much, Julie, for sending in that question. I hope those things help. So you'll know as a solo owner how to do strategic activities on your own. If you get into the habit of doing strategic activities and the practical things we talked about, which is marketing, innovating, infrastructure, purchasing software, these kinds of things, process building, these are the kinds of things that will grow your firm, but it has to become a consistent calendar commitment that you make because you just don't have all the free time in the world. And strategy is the big boulder you got to fit into your life first and let other things fit in around it. Or you'll never get to it. That's how it works. We don't ever get to those more important things because we can keep putting it off. So thanks for joining us for the weekly Ask Jason question series. Send us your question, and I'll answer it live on the video, info@thriveal.com. Thank you so much for watching, or you can leave some comments here below, too, and we'll answer those on the next Ask Jason question series. We'll see you. Have a great Monday.